50 years ago, Governor James A. Rhodes had a vision to create a network of vocational schools across the state of Ohio so that every high school student would have access to vocational training. In September of 1965, Penta County Joint Vocational School District opened its doors to students for the first time, and we were the very first multi-county joint vocational school district in the state of Ohio, as well as in the country. Let's look back upon that 50-year history to see how it all began and where we are today.
I can go back to spring of 1964. We had a call from Dr. Ramsey and the staff saying that there was a facility.
It was an Army depot or something along those lines.
Which had been used during World War II but had been vacated.
That might be used for a career center. As we walked through the building, I'm sure a lot of us thought, oh golly, this will be a real job to turn this into a school.
They had a lot to think about since it was a brand new concept and nobody else had come up with this kind of thing.
Immediately we started working with the business people in the community.
There was also a lot of communication that had to be done.
We went out to the schools and we talked to students, we talked to the guidance counselors so they would understand what programs we had.
We knew that there was a lot of people watching to make sure how this was going to work because it had never been done before.
The first day, 750 students had been registered from the 16 schools. When the buses arrived, there were 1,000 students.
I probably was as anxious that first day of school as I probably was when I started first grade.
And that was exciting.
Didn't have any electricity that day.
So we could use no electric typewriters, no electric adding machines. It required a lot of creative teaching.
We had good press. The Blade was very good to us. The local papers were very good to us.
The first open house we had hundreds of people coming in. Every day we had visitors.
Over the course of those years, the industry changed so much, and the school supported the teachers going back and getting training and keeping up with the industry standards.
38% of the student population were those identified with a variety of disabilities. So Penta began some specialized programs designed just to work with that particular population.
And they leave here with a job. They leave here with going into an apprentice program.
Our students are now out in programs across the country.
The people who came before me made great decisions because it was a way to get the school started.
But we quickly found that all we wanted to do was not capable of happening.
You know, periodically we would have an electrical outage or we would have a water main break.
Technology not being as current as we wanted it to be.
It was pretty obvious that we didn't necessarily have the infrastructure that we needed. I mean, it was an old building and it wasn't designed for a school originally.
The best and most economically possible process would be to build a new building.
We spent a lot of time coming up with a plan on how to finance the building. In order to borrow money, we had to go to the voters. We were able to put a 1 mil permanent improvement levy on the ballot.
From the time we broke ground in 2005 till we opened up in 2008 was kind of amazing that we got as much done as we did. It didn't hit me until I saw that first group of kids that came in, and the look on their face was like, wow.
My mindset was that vocational schools, they didn't really have a good reputation.
My son Josh came to Penta as a junior, and he was struggling in his prior school with academics. And when he got to Penta, that all changed.
My son Brandon wanted to go. After Penta, he's the sous chef of a 4-star hotel.
Being in a class with students of similar interests was very good because we were able to bounce ideas off of each other, and we were all really good friends, and we're now all employed, so we're very encouraging towards each other.
I chose the interactive media program, and now I have a job where I'm in charge of a department using all the skills that I learned at Penta.
50 years ago, at Penta's dedication ceremony, Governor James A. Rhodes had this to say about vocational education. We must find jobs and employment for our young people who are entering the labor market. This is our finest hour. Technical and vocational education must reach everybody in the state, and Penta is blazing the trail to reach this goal. Those words were spoken by Governor James A. Rhodes 50 years ago, but yet they still ring true today.
The mission of Penta is to provide educational opportunities to all students.
You see that whole gamut from young people who are just going to high school to adults who are getting training and, becoming productive citizens.
I think it's fantastic that we have such an awesome facility to come to every day.
It's just been a great place to be.
We teach curriculum, we teach subject matter, but we teach kids first.
Penta gives them confidence and success and belief in themselves.
It was an amazing experience, honestly. I couldn't have asked for a better high school experience.
Penta's been around a long time, and I'm glad I went here.
After 50 years of shaping careers, Penta Career Center is ready for the next 50 years.
Oh, yes, I know, 50 years. I was a part of that.